half camera, half image. We call him half cam. Tell him Fontaine. Fontaine, goddammit. Fontaine. That's what he said, Fontaine. Oh, man. How we looking? Y'all ready to start the show? Miss Bess, thank you for coming on, man. That was just so, I just a pleasant surprise, man, for my
Can't wait to see you in real life, Miss Bess.
She said the bow tie set it off. Yeah, she know you well. She know you well. Oh, my gosh. That's good stuff, man. Listen, man, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to keep y'all on here. Usually I cut the, Facebook off and all that, but all this conversation, I'm loving it. But y'all know what I really love? Half cam. It's when we start the show.
It's time for the hottest podcast in the nation. The Cutsconvo and Coffee Podcast, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Tyree. Get ready for insight, laughs, and conversation. It's about to be lit. Powered by I Can Rock Entertainment. Let's get it. It's that #1 worldwide podcast. Worldwide. It's going down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's up.
What was that? Emotion, content. Try again.
Shout out to my man behind the cam. Half cam, half amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Fontaine is in the building. Push that subscribe button and let everybody know that you are watching the #1 barbershop podcast, Cutsconvo and Coffee.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history.
And let's get into it. Yeah, man. What's going on, man? How y'all doing, man? It's the boy Top Shelf D. Reed, man. You are tuned in to another episode of Cutsconvo and Coffee, the #1 barbershop podcast. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Listen, if you just tuned in this show, you already know it's going to be a good one. You already know it's going to be a hype one. I need you to go ahead and push that subscribe button and let everybody know you're watching Cutsconvo and Coffee right now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on Facebook, you're watching it on Twitter, all these sites they got going on now. You're watching this right now on Threads. Half cam, it's a lot, man. You know what I mean? Listen, go ahead and push the share button and let everybody know that you're watching Cutsconvo and Coffee, man. We appreciate y'all watching the show, and I could not do the show by myself, so I got to call my man in, my super producer. We call him Half Cam, Half Amazing. Mr. Tim Fontaine is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, P?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. You excited?
I'm excited. You already know what that means. Well, anytime we're excited, it's because we got a guest in the house, man. And I can't introduce him right yet, but I can't wait.
Well, I know one thing.
What you know?
Our guest had our live
Yes.
going crazy.
What? Already? Oh, he don't play no games, man. He's like multifaceted, man. He got a lot going on, man. I can't wait to just open up the box and talk about this, man.
Oh, so you trying to tell me he's TTG?
He's TTG.
What does that mean?
Trained to go. He's trained to go. He's trained to go. TTG. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Everything good, man?
Yes, sir, Ski.
Listen, man, I got to tell them one more time. Make sure y'all push that subscribe button. It's very important. So anytime you subscribe, you know that we on. You get notifications and all that stuff. And you know that your boy Top Shelf D. Reed, and we got something special. Listen, if you're looking for tea, you might got to go to a couple other podcasts because tea is kind of like synonymous with gossip. We don't do a lot of that gossip stuff, but we're going to give you this hot coffee that's going to wake you up. You hear me? We're going to give you that hot coffee. Am I right, Half Cam?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Let's keep on rocking and rolling, man. Listen, we got a great show for y'all today, man. We're going to rock out our segments. A lot of y'all guys been hitting us up about the segments, the hots, the out of pocket. Ask D. Reed, man. We just, it's not even a podcast at this point. It's like a hybrid. What'd you say, Half Cam? It's like that. It's like a podcast /show man, we ready to do what we're doing, man. We snapping, man. But anyway, man, listen, man, we want to thank y'all guys for tuning in another week of Cusconvo and Coffee. If you're on your way to work, make sure you stay woke and wake your ass up. Tell your boss I only leave you for an hour. That's it, and then we'll bring you back. You know what I mean? Back to work. You know what I mean? If you're on your way home, I only need you for an hour. If you're in the traffic jam and all that stuff, it's cool. We got you. We're gonna bring you, get you home safe. But you're gonna listen to some hot coffee by Cutsconvo and Coffee. Hey, Kim, how was your week, man?
Hey, man, it was great.
Man, what you do? You know anything special?
I relaxed.
Yes, I'm concerned. I want to make sure that you enjoying your weekend, your rest and all that.
Hey, you know one thing I did notice?
What did you notice?
I noticed that you keep looking over there to your right.
Yeah, I just looked for a couple seconds. I'm trying not to because right over here I got social media going on.
Oh, so you're going live?
Yeah, I'm going live right now. What's up, y'all? Can I speak to him? What's up, y'all? I just want to say what's up to my people in social media. Make sure you push that share button. Okay, I just wanted to get out of the way. Now, what happens, y'all, just so you know, I get in trouble if I keep looking to the right. So I'm going to have to keep my focus here with the YouTubers and all that stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, but we don't have to do that no more because you decided just to let the live go through the whole show.
I'm going to let y'all rock out. I'm going to let y'all rock out today. And, I'm hype about that, too, as well. So, here, Kim, you had a good week. You actually relaxed and all that stuff? Good, man. I got a couple of things I want to talk about real quick, and I'm just going, as far as my weekend, if you don't mind, I'm cool with that. I met Charlemagne the God. How else? He was a good dude. I went to a book signing up in Philadelphia. I said, you know what? Let me go up here and check the brother out. I never met him before. You know what I mean? It's like a love-hate relationship with him in society. Either you hate him or you love him. You know what I mean? And I never hated him. You know what I mean? I just think that he's a guy that speaks his mind. And his new book, Get Honest or Die Lying, Charlemagne the God. If you notice, his titles are always kind of like paying homage to hip-hop. So Get Rich, Die, what is it? It's 50 Cent, right?
Yeah. Get
Rich, Die Trying, right? So his is Get Honest or Die Lying. I love this.
Wordplay.
A little wordplay. Kind of creative, man. Look, I know I got my guest over here. I'm going to introduce him in a minute, y'all. Listen, the good thing, the live people get to see him already. They already know. Anyway, so I met Charlemagne the God. I started reading the book. It's actually pretty good. I do believe in honesty. I mean, being straight up, brutally honest. You know how I feel about the truth anyway. The truth, I just think we get in trouble with the truth because we want to add emotions to it. No, the emotions for something else. Truth is truth. Do not put emotions to truth. If someone tell you the truth, it's just the truth. Don't get in your feelings how hard it is sometimes. We feel like, man, I shouldn't have said it like that. No, listen to what it said and not how it said sometimes. And also put the emotions aside. Truth is truth. You know what I mean?
Job.
So what he's saying is, get honest or die lying. And nobody want to die lying. Especially if you're, religious.
Yeah, and you know what else? He's an advocate for health, mental health, right?
Yes, he's an advocate of mental health. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Half Cam, because later on the show, we got to ask Tyree question that I actually peeked at, you know what I mean? And this is on that type of a vibe, you know what I mean? Because it is Mental Health Month. So, and you know what? That's one of the reasons why I did go up there to meet him, because of that too. Mental Health Month, I know he's an advocate for it. So shout out to Charlemagne. Listen, man, I watched him grow. You know what I mean? I watched the brother grow, and he was cool. Talked to him briefly. You know what I mean? He wanted to know what Cusconvocoffee was about and all that. And I really appreciate that, because it was a lot of people there. But for some reason, he just took to me and said, you know what? What's that about, bro? What's your name and all that stuff? And it was cool, man. So I appreciate that. Shout out again to the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne the God. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Real quick, another thing, shout out to my niece, my new adopted niece. Let me say that. One of my big sisters, you know what I mean? Daughter graduated from med school. Yes, wow. Napira Sharif. Oh my goodness. Let me tell y'all something. I went to a dinner celebration, everything for this girl, and it was worth it. You hear me? Because she became she's a brain surgeon, neck surgeon. She never made a B in her life. She's a captain in the Army. She's 27 years old. Now, when you go to a wedding, they got the main table, y'all, up there, and the bride and everybody sitting up there. All her friends was up there. They all doctors. Nobody's 28. Yes.
We call them unicorns.
Man, they unicorns. Like this girl, listen, martial artist. I think she's a black belt. So you got brain surgeon, graduated from college, captain in the Army, Air Force, which is one of the hardest, ones to be in, because you got to be really smart. You know that. But shout out to Napira. Hey, Uncle D said, congratulations, man. So yeah. So anyway, I want to get out of the way and all that stuff and all the preliminary stuff and all that. If you just tuned in to Cutsconvocoffee and maybe your first time, tuning in to Cutsconvocoffee. So we need to explain to you real quick why D-Reed, why Top Shelf, why do you call it Cutsconvocoffee? And here, Ken, if you ready, I can do it. You ready?
Let's go.
It's the boy Top Shelf D-Reed. The reason we call it Cutsconvocoffee because I am a retired barber. Yes, for 30 years I've been in the barbershop as a barber, instructor, owner, and all that stuff. But I decided to hang the clippers up like last year. I left the clippers at the shop and I brought the conversations out with me. What are the conversations? The conversations from every day, every walk, life, people, whatever, all from the regular people up into celebrities. I had conversations with everybody, and I brought stuff that's impacted my life, and I want to keep that wholesome conversation going, even if I wasn't in the barbershop. So that is the Cutsconvo. The coffee is simply because we're woke. That's right. Ain't that right, Ray? There it is. See, a lot of people proclaim to be woke, but they're blind as a mother, and I'm going to try to be nice, you know what I mean? And that's why we call it Cutsconvocoffee. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my barbershop. And I can say this again, bienvenido esta mi tienda.
Try again.
What? Anyway, it's the boy Top Shelf D-Reed. Welcome to our barbershop. Now, it's 12 at the hour, Half Cam.
Let's go.
This is the moment that I've been waiting for.
Let's go.
Listen, man, y'all know he's hype. Listen, that boy is hype. I always saying something about the energy. We keep it up. It's authentic. You know what I mean? It's authentic. So, without further ado, man, this guy, man, I wanted to talk to for a long time, and he don't even know. He's not even here. We talking about it. We bringing up his quotes. I watch his live, man. Let me just say it like this. He is an elite professional barber, instructor, business owner, and a businessman. He's not a businessman. He's a businessman. He's one of the pillars in our hair industry. He is known as the Educator's Educator. He is his Instagram feeds that y'all see every day. I see it every day. Are vital to anyone that's interested in growing their business professionally. He is the owner of the premier Barber Institute, an all-around solid dude. He's like the great late artist formerly known as Prince of Hair. It's a no pun intended. Ladies and gentlemen, my boy, my brother, Tyreek Jackson's in the building, man.
Oh, man.
I finally got him here, man.
It's great to be here.
Oh, man. Thank you, man, so much for coming to the show, man. Did we do you right, man?
Hey, listen, it's what it is, right? I think it was right.
Good,
But you got me with the artist formerly known as.
Formerly known as Prince of Hair.
Well, I don't know if you know that when I did my Bronner Brothers competition, I came out as Prince. So that's I don't know if he knows that information or if he just throwing jabs at me right now.
I'm glad you said that. In 2006, right? I happened to be in the Bronner Brothers hair show. Well, I was down there watching the hair show. First time I ever been to the hair show, and they had a hair show competition. It was correct me if I'm wrong. It was a barber's competition.
Correct.
Barber's competition. And when I first went to the Bronner Brothers hair show, I was blown away because I'm like my first time there. I never seen so many young people that was involved and so many people there. They had a comedy show, and then the big thing was the barber battle. That's what it was. So I'm sitting there watching, people performing. I think that was the year that song "Walk It Out" came out.
It was.
See,
it was.
And they was killing it in Atlanta.
It was that summer.
So they had a couple barbers come up and do their little routine and stuff like that. Little routine. Lo and behold, this young brother came out. This young light-skinned brother came on out, dressed in like a Prince outfit. And I said, my God, he went all the way in. You know what I mean? And he did this Prince routine, man. And when it was all said and done, this brother, Tyreek Jackson, won $25,000. Am I right?
You did. You right. You did right.
$25,000.
I got clowned for wearing that Prince outfit.
Why?
I got clowned for wearing my hair like Prince. I got clowned. I mean, they was coming at my neck. That was just coming at my neck. I'm like, yo.
What?
Like, yeah, absolutely. The issue was I was going to these shows, right? And while I was at the show, because first off, I went the year before, and when I was at the show, people were like, I was doing a little bit of like research and development, right? So as I'm looking at the audience, I'm looking at the barbers, I'm looking at the people that are there. Everybody had the same look. They had T-shirts, they had Air Force Ones,
airbrush stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The T-shirts were airbrush, right? So I was like, I don't want to look like them at all. Like I don't want to be those guys. Right. So, I mean, I grew up in the professional industry. I wanted to be a professional, so I came and I dressed different, right? I did my hair. I did. I made sure. In fact, I grew my hair when I decided to do that competition. I grew my hair out and I wore my hair different than anybody was, even than my normal style.
Right.
I did it because it was a marketing campaign.
Right.
Right. In order for me to create awareness for me, I wanted to make sure that I stood out.
Yes.
Right. So in order to stand out, you got to look different. I couldn't go there with a T-shirt and Air Force Ones. I had to stand out. So although I didn't like my hairstyle, I did it for a reason. There was a purpose behind it. I was being purposeful in my marketing, and I was the talent. Yes. So I had to look different. And so while I was at this show, that's what happened. And then there was a guy who was at the competition. Everywhere I would go, I would hear a whisper, "Hey, that look like Prince. Hey, that's Prince. Hey, is that Prince? Hey, oh my God, he look like Prince." So I would hear this stuff all the time. Right, and when I said I was going to compete, you know what I said? I'm gonna go dressed up as Prince. Oh. I'm just gonna do Prince. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. And then in the first few minutes, I came out as Prince, and I had a midget. I don't know if we call them small people. I don't know if it's
little person,
correct or not. Little person, whatever. I don't want to be politically incorrect, but a guy came out. I knew him from the roller skating rink, and he was beefing with me. He's like, "Yo, you're not Prince."
What?
You're not Prince. You're Tyreek Jackson. Why don't you go back there and show people the real Tyreek Jackson? Show them your talent. Show them who you are. Show people why you're here. And that's what I did.
Wow. So the whole routine, was it something about a mad scientist or something? Or
great question.
Something ring a bell.
Great question. So basically, the introduction was I was Prince.
Yep.
The second thing was we are barber surgeons. So it was a hospital scene.
Yes, that's what it was.
And so what I decided to do was we had everything that we were doing, we were bringing people back to life. So the first person was crippled, right? And he came out on the scene. When he came out on the scene, then we made him walk. The second person was crazy. They was in a straitjacket. We made that person sane, so he was able to get out of the straitjacket. The third person was a fire victim.
Wow.
Right? So he came in all dark
Yes.
and brunch, and we brought him to light and showed more color from him. Because he came in real dark. He didn't have the brightness to him, so we made him bright.
25,000.
25,000.
I didn't even know they was giving that. Now that's a lot of money back in the day. It's a lot of money now.
Yeah,
but
they don't
this
even
ain't
give 25,000 anymore.
They would never
don't
give
have-
20.
Nah, they don't do it no more.
Like who does it? Who's doing that right now?
Listen, I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest they do now is like close to 10 grand, and they actually stopped doing the competition.
Yeah, so they don't do the barber battle.
They
anymore.
haven't. I haven't seen it.
But why do you think? But they did something they just stopped.
Maybe budgeting money, maybe the talent. Maybe
Wow.
the talent, right? Everybody, so with social media, see, before it was a marketing campaign.
Yes.
That's how you got notoriety, right? You put yourself in magazines.
Go to
They
the
would
show.
do print. You pay for a photographer. Photographer would put you in a magazine. That magazine now is how you got promoted.
What magazine? What magazine was that?
Well, Solid Gold was the
Post
original
that thing right there.
Instagram.
Post that thing right there.
Solid
Cam.
Gold was the original Instagram.
Wasn't
That's
it?
how you saw your haircut talent.
Wow.
Right? Carlos Payne out of Philadelphia.
There it is.
He was the person who was doing the Solid Gold. He was going all over the country filming talent. And so you would pay for a photographer to film you. That's how you were recognized in the industry. And if you did competitions, you got a little bit of notoriety. I won this competition. I was
Yes.
able to then, showcase my work on a large platform. The show used to be the platform. Right? It's no longer the platform. Now you have social media as the platform.
Oh man, that's something to even think about, man. And what picture was it? On volume, we got volume 5 up there.
Man, you got volume 5 up.
What's that bottom
So
left?
the bottom front left.
Bottom
yeah.
front left, solid gold.
Yeah, that was my life insurance agent.
Wow. So that is crazy. The one that had the magazine.
No, the guy who was on the bottom left on the cover. Yeah.
Get out of here,
Yeah,
man.
but my first magazine cover was the Finest Barbers magazine out of Boston. Wow. That was Muffin Moses. She had the Finest Barber competition, and she had the Finest Barber and Finest Stylist magazine. And I went and did a shoot with her back, I think it was in 2003, 2004, and they wanted me to pay for the cover. It was like $1,500 to pay for the cover. You had to pay for the cover if you wanted the cover.
Really?
And I was like, no, I'm not paying for the cover. I'm gonna just pay for my work.
Yes.
Let's put it in the magazine.
Yes.
And they voted, and then I ended up getting the cover shot anyway.
Get out of
So
here.
I ain't paying. It was free $99.
Man, free 99.
Well, I just
love
showed
free
up.
99.
I just showed up. That's what happened. I showed up and I did what I had to do. I paid for my marketing by getting a photographer to film me. And then what did they do?
Yes.
They decided. They made an executive decision to put it on the cover.
I was telling someone the other day. I said I love people that they deal with the box, where they say you got people that think inside the box, and you got people who say, "Nah, I'm outside the box," and that sounds good. But there are people like you where there is no box, and I tell people all the time, there is no box for you, and for you to be innovative to even think of something like that. So I'm not gonna worry about them talking about because I'm Prince and got my hair. I'm not gonna worry about what I got on because you had the whole outfit on. You did a whole routine. You brought what we really needed at that time. You know what I mean? We kind of really need that now. It's just a love for what you was doing. You know what I mean?
I think at the time I was maybe ahead of what people was doing. So I was a Cosmo barber. So I was a hybrid barber.
Yes,
right. I went to cosmetology school. I did barber apprenticeship, and so I had two different skill sets.
Yes.
And because I had two different skill sets, I was able to showcase that. I think that's what made me stand out. The other thing is, Atlanta that's our people. It's black and brown. Like, it is Chocolate City,
Come
right?
on now.
So you
Come on,
already
shout
know
to
that.
ATL.
And here I am, high yellow, bright light. Who's this guy with this straight hair looking like Prince?
Comb and scissors. You comb and scissors.
Yeah. So I was up there doing my thing. 3
Yeah.
haircuts, 15 minutes, 25 grand. And look, the outfit was the Prince outfit. I had that custom made. That was $1,000 fit right there.
God damn.
I paid $1,000 for that.
You know what? And
they stole it.
And they showed.
They stole it.
Do you still have the outfit?
No, they stole it. They stole it. They stole the outfit.
It's gonna be in the shrine. They're gonna have it up in the glass.
Somebody
somewhere.
got it. They stole the outfit. I don't have it anymore. It doesn't exist.
They like, shit, we gave them 25,000, man. Somebody gotta get some.
Listen, the only thing I got is the video footage.
God.
I'm going to send it to you.
Really?
I'm going to send it to you.
And I remember like it was yesterday, and I'm gonna be honest, man, it just ignited something in me when I saw you up there, and I was like, that's what it's about. I've seen the guys do the walk it out. Like I said, remember that song came out, and they was killing on stage. But when it got to the barber battle, and this brother came out and showed that he gave his all, and outside the box, and did his thing, I was like, that's what it's about. And I'm gonna be honest, we've been missing that type of creativity even today.
You know what? Relationships are extremely important.
Yes.
And the only way I can accredit my success in that show was because of relationships. I hired a show coordinator. And it was really important because he's already done those shows. This was my first Atlanta Bronner Brothers show. So not only did I hire him to help coach me through that process, I also gave him 10% of my earnings, right?
Wow.
He was the person that was really instrumental in making sure I did the proper steps in order to get a more desired outcome.
Yes.
Because in competition, you don't know that you're going to win, right?
Right.
It's a marketing campaign. You're advertising. You're spending money to compete.
Yes.
So this was, what is the desirable outcome? If the desirable outcome is to win, then you have to align yourself in these steps. And I had to be coachable.
Wow.
I had to be coachable. So that's really what his name is Tim Johnson International.
Wow. And like you said, man, the important word you said was relationship building. And
Absolutely.
I believe in that. It's just, you got to have great relationships. And it's not just about who you know, but everybody says that, but it's also about who know you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And like, he's credibility, and start speaking good on your name, so it's good to have a good name. And throughout the hair industry, you have had an awesome name, like a really amazing name.
I appreciate that. When you say it's not so much about who you know, but who knows you. Yeah. You have to position yourself in order to get people to know who you are.
Yes.
Your reputation is what's important, right? What you put out, who you are, what it is that you do. And if you're not representing yourself in the way that you want people to recognize you, and you got to be authentic with that.
Come on.
But now, if they can't recognize you and they don't have that, you don't have that reputation, then people don't care. I don't know who this guy is.
Yes.
That reputation is so important because then it creates the opportunity for the yeses when you ask.
Come on now. Say that, man. Wow. Say that one more time.
It creates the opportunity for the yeses when you ask.
Come on now. Let encourage.
The opportunity.
Yes.
For the yes.
Yes. My gosh. Whew. Well, anyway.
But too many people ask for stuff like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you do this for me?
Yeah.
No, not a lot of people come asking,
yes.
What can I do for you?
Yes.
So if you show up and you're serving, I live by the motto, serve your needs by serving the needs of others.
That's right.
So if you're serving, right, and you're giving, right, you're building a reputation. That reputation precedes you. When you go places, oh, I heard about you. I know who you are. Oh, I heard so much about you.
Yes.
It's good to meet you. Fine. And
yes.
You know what's more refreshing? You are exactly who I thought you were in person.
Right.
You're not just this person on social media. You are exactly who I thought you were going to be. This is the real you. And for me, what you see is what you get.
Come on now. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
That's when you create that type of reputation, when you have an ask, you get more yeses.
There you go. So Tyree, let me ask you this, man. And to go backwards a little bit. A lot of people don't know this story, and I know a little tidbit of it. How did you get started? Because everybody got their, I used to cut the kids around the way. I used to do this and that. But yours is a little bit unique how you started.
So,
got into the business. Mine was unique too, but I think you got me. But go ahead.
So how I got started as a barber. I used to sing a lot in class. And so I was singing in math class. I got kicked out of class.
He said he used to sing a lot.
I used to sing. I got kicked out of class.
Okay.
And the dean of students was going to suspend me for being disruptive in class for singing.
Wow.
He said, if you like singing, sing right now. I was like, I don't feel like singing. He goes, if you don't, I'm going to suspend you for 3 days. I was like, I don't want to do that because I had to deal with my dad. Uh-huh. He said, then you need to sing right now. If you sing right now, then I might give you 3 days in school suspension. I sang En Vogue, Hold On, the intro. And when I did that, he said, you're going to sing my Black History concert this Friday.
He said, you sung
He said,
Vogue.
you're going to sing in my Black History concert this Friday. And so
wow.
I was like, no, I'm not. He goes, yes, you are. Or you're going to get 3 days out of school suspension. So I didn't have a choice. I did not have a choice at all. I just didn't have a choice. So I ended up going, and even on Friday at lunch, I told my friends, I'm not going to sing in this competition. I'm probably going to get suspended, just so y'all know. Wow. And I ended up going and doing the competition, and I got second place to some little girl dancers. You always lose to the little girls, right? You always lose to the little girls.
Wow.
But I sang Blessed Assurance. I got a standing ovation.
So, I mean, you ain't got to sing En Vogue.
I still
something.
I still didn't really answer the question, right?
Go ahead, right.
So that's how I started. What happened was there was a guy in the audience. His name was Champ Hall. Right at the time, I didn't know who Champ Hall was at the time.
Sing his ears off.
Right. So what I did was I'm in this talent show. He comes out. He says, "Yo, man, you did a great job. You should have won." Blah blah blah. And he found out that I was walking home from the school, and it was late night. It was like a Friday night, so it was like, "You need a ride." I'm like, "I don't know you like that, cuz." Right? Black guy, shirt open, gold chain, right, hanging. He had a cell phone. We're talking about 1993, 94. He had a cell phone. You had to be Wesley Snipes
Come on now.
in New Jack City
You
or
better-
a doctor,
you better be.
right, in order to have a cell phone.
with $3 a minute.
So immediately, what am I thinking? He Wesley Snipes.
That's right.
Right? If he's Wesley Snipes, he a drug dealer.
Right.
This is what I'm thinking in my head. Like, I'm
Was
not
it
getting in a
great?
ride
Was
with
it
this
the great
guy.
one?
I don't know you. I'm not getting in your car. I don't want to get involved with your drug activity.
Right.
This is, as a kid, this is what I'm thinking.
He got a cell phone.
So he got a cell phone.
The great one? Or the flip one?
So of course I was a curious kid. We were still at the school. He gave me the cell phone. I called my mom. My mom said, I know who he is. He can give you a ride home. On the way home, he stopped past his barbershop.
Okay.
So when he stopped past his barbershop, I'm like, oh, he's not a drug dealer. Oh, he's a business owner. So the first black business owner that I've ever met. And just out of act of gratitude, I went to the barbershop on Monday. Traditionally, barbershops were closed on Monday, so they were closed, but I didn't stop.
Okay.
My heart to serve and show gratitude for somebody who did something for me. I went back on Tuesday, and when I went back on Tuesday, I just said, hey, bro. He said, hey, this is the guy I was talking about, blah, blah, blah. Well, what happened was I started sweeping up. I started singing in the barbershop again, and he's like, kick a note for me. But I love the environment of the barbershop so much so that I went every day after school. And because I went every day after school, I got encouraged to mess up all the kids in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And so that's really how it started for me. But it was it was getting kicked out of math class because I was singing that created the opportunity. It was that paradigm shift, right? To meet a guy
Awesome story.
who would change my life forever.
Wow. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. But I hope you don't think that we're gonna let you slide on not singing, because these mics sound good. I will say that these mics sound pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you want to just give us a little note or something, or say something. I mean, I don't know what you sung at.
Oh man, I sang "Blessed Assurance," but I mean, I don't.
How the mic sound? How the mic sound,
The
Tyree?
mics sound great.
Say something. I might join you.
The mics sound great.
I might jump in with you. All right.
They sound good. So I mean, I'll give you a little something.
Right.
You ready for something? You want something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh no 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 no. That's all you get right now.
We agree. Go in.
That's all you get right now.
Is that Usher right there?
That's Usher.
Oh my God. My
Yep.
God. That's all y'all getting. That's all. No, bring him back so he can sing the whole song.
I don't know. We might have to
look
do
at that.
something else. We'll have to see.
Listen, everybody, you just tuned in to Cusconvo on Coffee, man. Make sure you go ahead and push that subscribe button. We got the boy Tyreek Jackson in the building. I mean, the businessman, the singer, entrepreneur. Anyway, Havcam, we got to get to one of these segments, man. This one segment, we got to talk about all the things that's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Social media, stuff that y'all think is popular. We think is popular. It just came up a lot, and we just want to give our perspective on it. Is that okay, y'all? Y'all ready for that?
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the hots. Tyreek, go ahead and put them glasses on real quick. Listen, man. Oh, wait, you got the silver one? Oh, you cool with the black ones?
Two of the black ones.
All right, cool. Listen, you just tuned in to Cusconvo Coffee. This is the hots, man. I cannot do the hots without having my favorite glasses on by Blender. That's right, Blender eyewear. Don't blend in, blend out. Did you know that's our slogan? Blend in. You know we blend for a living.
Crazy.
Don't blend in, blend out, man. You are welcome to the hots, y'all. So this is the stuff we all talk about online. Number one on the list, real quick. Tyreek, you can join in if you want to. I'm just gonna throw it at you. Did you happen to see the Disney 30th anniversary and the big thing that everybody talking about because Kim Kardashian actually let her daughter, got her daughter to do it. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Okay, so it's
I have no idea. So this is brand new to me.
So they call her a Nepo child. Which, those who don't know what a Nepo child is, that's a child where it's nepotism. You know what I mean? Your family's in the business. Yeah. They know everybody in the business. So therefore they pay a couple of dollars or do whatever they do to get you up front.
Favor, right.
The difference is the talent didn't match the opportunity. That's the problem of this. You know what I mean? And shout out to all the people that have been training all their life in theater. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just that, and then we are not going to shun no little girl because it's not her fault. You know what I mean? So we're not doing that. But we will say that your parents did, your parents did the thing by putting you up there knowing you really wasn't ready. Because this is a big 30th anniversary for Disney Lion King. And they had everybody that was part of Lion King came back, you know what I mean, to be a part of the show. And somehow, these parents said, we tried out for 4 months. And then one day we were sitting there and the entourage pulled up. And they walked in northwest, and her mom and a couple other people. Next thing you know, they left out with the part. So yes, man. So a lot of people are kind of up in arms about it, and I can understand why. Again, we're not here to shun no little girl and nothing like that. She's doing whatever her parents can do when it comes out to fame. So how you feel about that?
I mean,
You see
Nepotism real, but a lot of times they're paying for the celebrity, right?
Yes,
They're paying
yes.
for celebrity, like
Yes.
whether the child is talented or not. You know, I didn't see it, but just from what I'm hearing from you, a lot of times they're paying for celebrity.
Yes.
Right? The regular kid who probably is more talented isn't going to sell tickets.
Yes.
Right? But if Northwest is on it, if Kim Kardashian's involved, they probably sell more tickets just because. I mean, even the negative publicity helps to sell tickets, right?
This is America. And you know, and this is not like it haven't been going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but now it's like with social media and all this stuff that's being out here, and then Kim Kardashian them being who they are. It's just blown up where everybody's like, wow, we really see it in our face. And now it's got a lot of parents who who had kids that have been in theater all their life. You know, that has the chops. They actually can go and, I mean, I've been to the Lion King theater before, and these young people, they
talented.
Oh my God.
They talented.
Shout out to my boy Dwight Bazemore. His son actually plays Simba in New York. You know,
As a kid, I wanted to sing. I wanted to be a child star singer.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, with that voice, I think you could have did
I
that.
probably could have did something, but you know what? It didn't give me the fulfillment that I feel like I wanted in life.
Really?
It felt like a job or a task. Everywhere I went, somebody was like, you know, sing something, sing something. I like to sing because I enjoyed singing.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel that sort of that energy I would get because it was something I love. See, skateboarding gave me something I love, right? Cutting hair gave that back to me. Teaching gave that back to me, right? But singing was just something I did. It wasn't something that I loved, and it didn't give me that I felt like I was getting what I needed out of life.
It wasn't being fulfilled.
Well, you know what? It wasn't something that I didn't feel like it gave me purpose, right? I believe that purpose is not what you do. Purpose is what happens in other people when you're doing what you do.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
So right now I feel like I'm living in my purpose.
Yes.
But as a singer, I wouldn't have felt like I was living in my purpose. I didn't get that.
Yes.
As a skateboarder, I was teaching, right? When I went to cutting hair, I became a teacher.
As a skateboarder.
As a skateboarder, I was teaching.
Wow.
So teaching was always my thing.
Wow.
It's what gave me that sense of purpose where singing didn't. I just felt like you know why I couldn't teach singing?
Right.
I had an ear for music, right? But I couldn't teach notes. I don't even know any notes. But if you play it, I could sing it.
Wow.
So I couldn't teach music. But skateboarding I can teach. That was a skill. Hair cutting was a skill. I can teach you how to cut hair. Yes. So I became an instructor. Everything I think in my entire life, whenever I was doing something, if it was skill related, I felt like I had to teach it. Even golf right now, I'm teaching it when I'm playing with people that aren't as skilled. I did masonry and carpentry. If I learned something, I was teaching. When I would go fishing with my friends, you never went fishing? We're going fishing this weekend, right? And I'm going to teach you how to fish. I'm going to show you how to put the worm on the hook. I always felt fulfilled when I was teaching.
See, man, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's why I like that. What you're saying is that's just something that's core. That's the love I had, and it's something that's natural and it shows. You know what I mean? I just wish somebody could have taught Little Northwest a couple moves or trained them a little bit better. They didn't teach her, and you know what? And they just used the power of the money and the influence.
Their money is putting them in position.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's not the purpose.
It's not the purpose.
Like
man.
Kanye has for him, there's a purpose behind what he does. He's talent. He's creative. He has that. People call him crazy, but that's who he is.
I'm glad you said that. That's how I feel. But that's who he is, and he has something that's special. He has something.
Did you know what? Not to take away, but did you ever see the lady who used to do the interviews, or Weathers, I think her name was Winters, Barber Walters, right?
Walters.
So she had the Kardashians on her show one year.
Yes.
And they asked all of them,
what did you do?
You're around rappers, singers, basketball players, athletes. They have talent.
What do you do?
What do you do?
She said that.
Straight up.
What do you do?
Straight up.
Man.
And that goes back to your question. Why would this child be in this position?
Yeah. And you know, someone asked me, well, Derek, if you had the money and the popularity, would you put your child there? No, I wouldn't if I knew my child didn't have the chops. And I knew that the other kids had worked hard all their
American
life.
Idol.
I understand it's flattering. I thank you for calling me, but my child's not ready for that stage. She just, I would have said that, but of course this is America. Right. You know what I mean? This is how I go. Anyway, man. So I know you guys was up in arms about this, man. But hey, we got past it. The performance was subpar, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Anyway,
I didn't
moving on.
see it, so I don't even
All
know
right.
how bad
And
it
I'm
was.
glad. I'm glad you didn't see it. So it was like
Is
really.
that bad?
I'm glad you didn't see it. You know, you gotta see it though. I mean, but my God. Anyway, moving on. I was looking on the news. Now I'm only putting this out as awareness. Fiji water had a recall. So I don't know if it's hot in the news and all that stuff.
Don't do me like that.
That's not Fiji water in there.
It's not.
It's,
So
it's not Fiji water.
Can I tell my story?
Please tell them.
So I did buy a Fiji water a few days ago, right? I did. I bought a Fiji water a few days ago, and I had an empty bottle, but I needed some water. I didn't drink enough water today. I have a filtered water system at my school, and so I filled this up before I came here today. So this is probably bad. This is false advertisement. It's what this is.
So he don't have Fiji water in there, but if you do got Fiji water in the house, I don't know, maybe pour it out because they say it's got some bacteria or something. They just saying they recalling it. So on Cusconvo Coffee, we want to make sure y'all safe.
Bro, how you recalling water though?
That's what I'm saying.
Like meat, I understand. You know, food, fruits. You know, lettuce and things that that. Water?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Anyway, man, that's the hot, ladies and gentlemen. My boy Tyree
From where?
He did his
Artesian water.
He did his thing.
You recalling water.
Anyway, my gosh. Well, listen, man, you just tuned in to Cusconvo on Coffee. We got my man Tyreek Jackson in the building. I've got a couple more questions I got to ask him. We still got another segment, maybe like 2 to go, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have fun and do what we're doing. Thank you for hanging in there for Facebook and all that. I ain't allowed to look. YouTube, push subscribe. Let everybody know you watch the show. Tyreek, so you opened the barbershop, Sharper Image. Do you still cut hair in the barbershop? And then we're going to move on to something else.
I do.
Okay, good.
I still do cut. So I've been a barber over 30 years.
Sharper Image.
My barber shop in the same location for the last 21 years. We just celebrated 21 years in ownership at the same location. I had 2 of them. I had another one, and then we closed that one down in 2019.
Okay.
So we had it for 15 years. 2019, we shut that one down, and then we continued with this one. I consolidated the barbers, put them in a group.
Okay.
Made it a little bit smaller, maximized my income, right? So I didn't have as much expenses, and then focused mostly on the school. So that was the big thing.
Now, and I hear you you do a lot of teaching, and if you ever get a chance, make sure you follow Tyree Jackson on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, because his teaching is just, again, is vital. I said in the beginning of the show, it's vital to your career if you wanted to be successful, because he's just so knowledgeable and stuff like that. But one thing I did want to point out 2 things. Number one, you mentioned something really early. Say, hey, I was scared of my dad. You know what I mean? Was showing that your dad was in your life, which is just awesome to me. But you always mention your mom. Now, is she your partner, or I mean, y'all, that's your ride or die?
Yeah. So well, there's 2 things, right? So
There's 2 sides to this, right?
There's 2 things. So
Go ahead.
my mom has been my number 1 supporter.
Yes.
But my mom,
What's up, Mom?
she got my back, but she gonna tell me, and she gonna let you know if he was wrong. If I did the crime, she not gonna stand in front of the police and tell them my son didn't do that. She gonna be like, oh, but go ahead and arrest him. If you did that, go ahead and take him.
You ain't gonna have me lying.
Right. My mom's not
she
gonna.
know.
She's not. But you said nepotism earlier.
Nepotism, right?
So let me tell you something that happened. So
I know about this story.
my mom. First off, when I first wanted to cut hair, my mom would not let me cut hair at the house.
Right.
I wasn't allowed to cut hair at the house. Can I cut in my room? No, I don't want people in my house. Can I cut in the living room by the front door?
No.
No, I don't want nobody at my house.
Right.
Can I cut hair on the porch? Absolutely not. I'm like, I can't cut. Like, I'm not selling drugs. I got good grades. I'm doing everything I gotta do.
Right.
I can't cut hair.
It's her roof. It's her
No,
umbrella.
it's her roof, her rules. Cool, got it, understood. So I worked out and negotiated with her that I can cut in the basement. The problem was the basement was flooded, right? It was like when I say flooded, there was a water leak up the street, and so I personally had to every morning squeegee the water out down the drain so that I can cut hair, so I'm not standing on like little puddles of water.
The stories.
So this is real. This is official. So my mom allowed me to do that. My real father helped me build my hair cutting station.
Right.
Now my real father was dying of HIV at the time. Wow. Right. So that was like a piece that was like important. Like he helped me. That's probably the one thing he ever really did for me personally that I can say, my father helped me with
Which was
this.
major.
Right. So, but my dad was always in my life.
Right.
The man who raised me when my mom was pregnant was my dad. Okay. He's always been in my life, even to this day. My real father, he passed away shortly after I graduated from high school. But the story is I was squeegeeing down that water in order for me to cut hair. Right. I ended up going to cosmetology school. My mom signed up with me. The first day at cosmetology school, I was like, Mom, I don't want nobody knowing you're my mom. Let me be me. I'm 18 years old. I'm in school. I'm trying to grow as a young man. I don't need you hovering over me like I'm your son in front of all these fine women. Like, I don't need that. Right? She said, fine, no problem. First day of school, we ain't talk. I'm in class. I'm doing a 0 degree haircut, right? I got my blow dryer out. And this was different than cutting hair in the basement. Right. So I'm doing my mannequin. I look at my mannequin. I'm like, hey, Mom, look. It was so quiet in the room. I can feel the heat from everybody's eyeballs staring at the back of my neck. So all the blow dryers turned off. People came and they were like, did you say your mom? And my mom quietly walks over and she whispers, she goes, you know you done messed up.
you know that call, you done messed up.
I said, yeah. So I had to turn around. I was like, yeah, this is my mom. They're like, oh my God. One girl was like, I thought that was your girlfriend. I'm like, no. So anyway, my mom did allow me to be myself. She tried her hardest until the newspaper got wind that we were the first mother and son to attend cosmetology school together. They came in and they asked 3 questions. The first question was, now you talk about 95, 96. So at this time, my mom, the newspaper came in and asked me a question. The question was, how do you feel being a young man in a program with all women?
Wow.
And right before I could even say anything, my mom goes, oh, well, he's in touch with his masculinity.
Right, from the gate.
And so I was like, this is why I ain't want you to be in school.
She just stepped right in.
So I said, here's the deal. I don't care what people think.
Right.
I want to cut hair.
Come on.
And this is the only pathway for me to cut hair. This is what I'm going to have to do in order to cut hair. That's it.
That's right.
So they said, okay, fine. Next question. What do you want to do in the next 5 years? I said, I'm going to graduate from this school. I'm going to go work at Champs. I'm going to get my manager's license in a year. And then I'm going to open up my own barbershop. One day get my teacher's license and open up a school.
Wow. In which you did.
I did. Yeah. So with Nepotism, my mom never wanted to work with me.
Right.
In fact, I was opening my second location. When I went to open up my second location, I said, Mom, before I open this shop, I want to give you one side. Let's make it a unisex business.
Right.
She's like, I don't want that. I'm at home. I want to cut at home. Okay, fine. No problem. Right. I opened a barbershop. Put a bunch of barber chairs. It's a man's space.
Right.
My mom comes in the day that we finally opened, got approved. She comes in, she goes, which side is mine? I said, none of them.
This your umbrella now.
None of them.
Mom.
She said, why? I said, because I spent money on chairs. Now it looks like a man's space. My mom came in a year and a half later and commandeered a whole section of the shop.
Oh, come on, Mom.
Listen, changed the paint.
Come on, Mom.
Right? Did a whole bunch of stuff. But back to Nepotism.
Right.
She done cut somebody out in the barbershop. I sent her home for a week.
That's what I was going to get to. See, I wanted to get to that point where you say, I had to send my mom home.
I sent my mom home.
But it's your umbrella now.
Can you imagine?
This is your roof.
Can you
now.
imagine sending your mama home?
Man, you got to send mama home.
I sent her home.
Because guess what?
She's still mad about it. If I bring it up, she starts sweating.
They like, Tyree, don't shake it. No, he got to send mom home.
No, nepotism. Yeah, here's the reality. When you're running a business, right? If you got people working for you and you show favoritism to anybody, you lose the rest of your staff.
Yes.
They watch them. So if I treated my mom differently, but what happened is everybody would look at me and say, oh, well, can't disrespect his mom, can't da-da-da with his mom.
Just
because
business mom.
I would have lost all the barbers that work for me.
Right.
So,
I agree.
So I'm not going to lose my mom. She's going to be mad at me.
But she ain't going nowhere.
She's not going nowhere. It's my mom. And so she left and she wrote me a letter, said she was going to quit. I said, you can't.
Oh, my God.
But guess what? When I lived in her house, I was under her rules.
Right.
In my business, hey, these are my rules.
Hair can't, hair from me. I was just saying that, right? I said, but what it did was by her having her own rules, her umbrella, it made you want your own.
Yeah.
And what she did was she didn't make it too comfortable for you. And that's what these kids, a lot of parents, I was just trying to say this on the show one time. I'm not saying you don't give your kids no choices, but what I'm saying, stop making it so comfortable for them that they will not want to have their own. Right. You know what I mean? I was reading a story real quick story. It was about birds, right? And the birds, before they grade hatch their eggs, they fill up the nest, right? They fill up the nest with cotton. That's what they do. But when the bird hatch and start getting up on top of the nest, the mama bird goes back and start taking the cotton out because he wants the bird to be uncomfortable and fly his ass out of the nest, so it can prick, so the nest can start pricking him again, start pricking him, so he can go ahead and get out of the nest. Good. And what happened is a lot of us still want to keep the cotton there. No, take that goddamn cotton out, especially if they grown. I'm not saying put your kids out. I'm saying put your grown ass kids out. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, listen, man. If you just tuned in to Cutsconvocoffee, we got boy Tyreek Jackson in the building, man, and I'm loving it so far. I'm just loving it. I want to ask you real quick about the school too, right? Okay. What are your challenges of even having a school right now? I was on the show last week with our father Barber, and he was talking about he's going to a school to teach. Shout out to Five, man. Appreciate you. But a lot of times, no, they don't have a barber in their commissary in high schools no more like they used to. So what I'm saying, what are your challenges now having your own school that's not inside of it's your own independent school?
Yeah, it is. And so we're privately owned. We're a privately owned school. We're a Title IV funded school, so we're the only Title IV funded program in the greater Philadelphia area. In Philly, they do have a barbering program in the high schools, right? But a lot of them don't get to finish their hours. So the challenges that I have as a school owner is mostly government bureaucracy. It's not business is business, right? So it's doing business is tough. It's not easy. Anybody that tells you that entrepreneurship is easy and it looks good and everything that glitters is gold, they're lying to you. Business is hard, right? Running a business is hard. Putting everything you own out on the line because you believe in your business is difficult, right? So at this point, a lot of the challenges that we have is when they're changing laws, right? For example, we offer program for people who were military that they have VA, right? But the government has put a little caveat in the ruling, and so if we have too many VA students, it affects our what is called a 90-10 percentage. Basically, just to make it simple, 90% of our income or less can come from federal aid. Okay. Anything over 90%, we can lose our federal aid. So before, VA students were on the 10% side. Okay. Right now they're on the federal aid side, the 90% side. So it doesn't help us. If we have more VA students, that might put us over our bubble.
Is there anything that we can do to help to change that? And I'm saying that
it's legislation.
Years ago, me and you we go way back. You hear me? Years ago, there was some legislation that Tyree was an instructor at a school near in Delaware at the time, and which you've done a great job. Cause everybody talks about you, man. Everybody talk about how good you were, even on the live. And there was some legislation that needed to be passed. I don't believe it was a hybrid program or either was an apprenticeship, but I was the president of the board at the time, and he was an instructor at the school at the time, and we worked together and got some laws passed. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
House Bill 413, I think it was.
There was House Bill. Yeah,
I think that's what it was. Yes. 413.
So
yeah. So we changed the law. We made a hybrid law right there. So I think with some of the things that need to change, and that's why it's important to vote. And I'm not talking about presidential votes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who are in your state working for you, doing the things. Because the stuff that we're dealing with, there's federal stuff and there's state stuff. But all those small little voting that takes place in the primaries, the local stuff is important because those people get up the branch. And what we did as a school is we had our senators, state senators. We also had our local legislation come into the school and see what we do in the lives that we're changing, because they're making rules and laws, right, to what they think is supposed to be, but they don't do what we do. Exactly. It's hard to get people to understand what we do. Yes. And try to make rules around what it is that we do, and they don't have no idea what we do
or what we deal with. Yeah, you know what I mean, have no idea.
Yeah, so those are the challenges. It's mostly what government is, the barriers that they're putting on, the parameters that they set for us makes it hard for us to grow because it puts us in a little box. It makes it challenging.
Good stuff, man. Listen, man, if you just tuned in to Cutsconvocoffee, make sure you go ahead and push that subscribe button, man. Again, we got my brother here, the Educator. And you see why they call him the Educator's Educator, because he's spitting that knowledge. He's going to spit that hot coffee. Listen, we got a couple more segments that we got to go through real quick. This next segment is actually one of my favorites because we get to pull people back a little bit that go a little bit left. And not that we want to put a little light on you for doing wrong, but, things that we saw on the internet, y'all saw it too. We feel like we need to call it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Out of Pocket. This is Out of Pocket. So, half amazing. How are you doing, man?
Hey, man. I'm blown away.
Oh my gosh. I knew it was gonna be I just knew it when he walked in the door. He said, "Shh, don't say nothing to me, Derek." Don't talk to me. We will stay for the show.
Yeah, when he walked in, it seemed like he was already grading the essay.
He was
the teacher's teacher.
We got the teacher. Anyway, up on the what's the name on the Out of Pocket, man. I saw something in there. It was kind of crazy. It was a little girl with her mom. Did y'all see that? The mom got locked up for shoplifting, and the little girl just started cussing out the cops. Like, what in the world? I don't know if you seen. Did you see that?
I didn't see that either.
I might have sent that to you, but it was crazy. So the mom got locked up for shoplifting, but this little girl was going in, and they kind of forgot about the mom who shouldn't have been shoplifting. And next thing you know, she ended up in handcuffs. She shouldn't have been shoplifting, but just to show that what her daughter was exposed to. That's what the message was where her daughter was exposed to.
What was she exposed to?
Just negativity, argument. She was telling the cops, "Oh, I'm about to kill somebody." This girl got about 7 years old.
So she heard it somewhere.
She heard it somewhere, man. So she's not. I'm not. Little girl. She, again, we can't blame these kids. You know what I mean? But the mom that was getting shoplifting with her kid, you're out of pocket, mom.
Yeah, mom's out of pocket.
Yeah, mom. And what you see how little girl going?
Mom is out of pocket. But when I think about when I think about the little girl, right?
Yep.
She doesn't know any better. She's seen police violence. She loves her mom.
Y'all see that? Oh my
right?
God.
So you right now you taking my mom away.
Yes.
So she's gonna fight to protect her mom. That's the only person that she
went
has.
to 0 to 100.
Now I don't know what she said, but I'm just imagining a little
She
little
trying
kid.
not to cuss. She trying not to cuss. She said,
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this. I remember when my dad went to prison for beating up cops, but it was because he was trying to break into the house. My mom kicked him out. So as a kid, I saw my dad fighting police officers right out front of my front door. And I wanted to hit the police. Now, I would have been out of pocket for doing that, right?
Yes.
But I was trying to protect my father.
I get it. Yes.
So I can understand the little girl's position, but I wasn't cussing at the cops because I wasn't allowed to cuss. My dad would have, he probably would have stopped beating the cops up and beat me.
That's that old school parenting, right? Your mom could be cussing, arguing with somebody, and you say something to the lady, girl, what you doing? I'm on your side. No, you respect your elders.
Yeah, my mom, the first time she heard me use any profane language, I might have been 30-something, first time she heard me say.
Did she look at you?
No, she got upset and started crying.
What?
Yeah, because when I was young, I didn't believe in profanity, right? I thought that swearing was a sign of a weak mind trying to express itself.
Okay, all right.
Right, and so I just profanity wasn't my thing.
Right.
As I got older, I've realized that it's really a figure of speech, right? It's for shock value.
Yes.
Most people who know me won't hear me curse unless we're in a private setting. And if I say something, it's like, oh. So if I'm upset, they're like,
I never heard you cuss.
Right. Well, I mean,
I just started cussing till I got older.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, listen, man. One more out of pocket. You will not believe this story, y'all. So I'm looking on online, and I happened to run into another story. There was a man who actually went to court for suspended license. Right? Nothing wrong with that.
I saw it.
He goes to court for suspended license. Now, the court was Zoom.
I don't understand.
There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is you can't show up on the Zoom driving.
That is correct.
If you're going to court on the Zoom, nigga, you out of pocket. Yo, so he shows up. They said, no, you're going to come to the Zoom. Cool, go to court. He's driving on the Zoom.
The camera is sitting behind the steering wheel looking right at him. He had glasses on too. I was like, he's got to be kidding. He's not that bright.
He's not that bright.
He's not that bright.
I cannot believe. So, my brother, next time, I can see you walking into court, but if you got to do court, on a Zoom, please do not be driving.
He got caught in court.
Suspended license. He got caught in court. Hair can't get him, What's wrong with him? Anyway, man, listen, man, you just tuned in to Cusconvocoffee. We got a couple more minutes left, man. I got a couple more questions for my brother, Tyreek Jackson, man, who I'm really, really enjoying this, man. You have no idea. Let me ask you this. Okay, let me say this one time. I told you in the beginning of the show that there's certain quotes that you said on panels. I was in Atlanta and I heard you said something. You was on a panel and you said, you know what? The thing is, the hair industry is a multi-billion-dollar business. He said, you said the problem is that the mindset of the people in the business has not elevated to a multi-billion-dollar mindset. I was like, my God. You remember seeing that?
Yeah, I feel like Lil Wayne right now. When they be showing Lil Wayne's verses, and he be like, I said that? The reality is that a lot of times I'm really speaking from a place of truth. And I'll hear like some of my lives. I do a live show every Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
And I'll say stuff. Right. And then when the replay or the reel comes out or the snippet of it, I'm like, "Ooh, that was good. I said that." I know what I'm preparing, but a lot of times it's really on the fly. Right. I don't have really a script. I got a few bullet points that I'm following for my live session.
That's right.
I gotta have the run of the show. So it's not all just freestyle, but the bullet points is it. But then as the energy's going, the synergy in the room, I'm creating as I'm going. So in those panels, I don't know what questions. Like right now, I don't know what questions are coming.
Right.
So I'm answering them in the moment. I might look back at this show and be like, I said that on Cutsconvo and Coffee.
Yeah, you said. I'm gonna say yes, you did.
I'm like, that's a bar.
And we appreciate. That's how I felt.
That's a bar.
That's how I felt. I was like, yo, that's a bar. So with that being said, what is the state of the hair business to you, and what would you like to see in improvement to our industry?
I think right now with a lot of stuff when it comes to our industry, people are so focused on the superficial, right? So we can talk about having a $1 billion mindset, right? I was 18 years old and I wanted to have a school. You know what? I didn't have no money to have a school. I didn't come from a affluent family that can help position me to have a school. I did that on the muscle. I learned, I grind, I sacrificed, I worked, and I made it happen. But when it comes to our industry and the state of our industry right now, people are too focused on likes and follows rather than really putting out stuff that's going to help our industry, right? And so at Premier Barber Institute, there are a lot of things we do. We bring bankers in, we bring investors in, we bring credit people in.
Yes.
We bring the people that's going to help them in real life.
Yes.
Right? Because you might be able to make money, but what are you going to do with the money when you get it?
Right.
Right? And so that's important.
Good stuff, man. So you like to see more of that, more professionalism.
I'm trying to live in my purpose. Right now, I got this thing on here. It says impact. Right? Yes. I believe in that. If I'm not leaving an impression on you or an impact, I'm not doing my job.
Well, brother, let me say this, man. First of all, we appreciate you being on the show. And listen, you left an impact with us, man.
Oh, man.
And I got to cover one more segment to go. But before I get to that segment, how's your golf game right now?
My golf game, right.
See, I know this, brother.
I'm telling you.
How's your golf game?
Bro, and you know what's crazy? I might have one hole where I'm a little frustrated, right? Yeah. But my golf game is real consistent right now. It's really consistent. I'm shooting in between 79 and 85. I just shot a 76 the other days. My handicap is 10, right? So I'm getting there.
I need to learn all that.
I'm getting there.
We got a mutual friend, Sean Anthony, who's he's a golfer. You probably got him into golf. Did you
well,
get into that?
I can't take the credit for getting him into golf.
Okay.
I talked to him about golf while I was the campus director at ABA.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, I did a whole article on Tiger Woods, and I wanted to do golf when I was young." And he just said no because at the time he thought that people were doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
And so I'm like, "Look, bro, this is my release. I'm a business owner. I'm meeting people, relationships." And so I got golfing. Listen, I don't know what you're doing this weekend, but I'm going golfing.
That's right.
And so he ended up buying some clubs that I can't say. You know, Sean's a guy. He does his thing.
Yes, he's pretty good too.
He does his thing. He in a year you saw a lot of improvement in his golf game for sure.
I need to be part of that team. I
don't want to play though. You don't want to play.
I think I
talk
do.
Is cheap.
See, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Talk is cheap.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You got a gym here, right? I mean, come on now.
Listen, hey man, I'm trying. I'm trying to do something different. I'm retired. I gotta find something to do, Tyree.
You better find something to do. Then this is what we do.
I'm trying to find something to do.
Listen, you can't go out there and play basketball. You're gonna hurt your ankles. Your hips gonna be hurting.
Achilles.
Right. Something's gonna happen.
Listen, if you over 40, get your ass off the court.
Listen,
please,
bro.
Please stop it.
I did something the other day. I was like, why is my ankle killing me right now? Gotta play golf, man. Golf is it. But I've been playing golf for a few years. As a business owner, it was just something. It was more of a release.
Okay.
Right? Away from technology, away from people.
Yes.
In the barbershop, I had 16 guys working for me. I had all TVs running. I had all these things. I wanted to be out I was always an outside kid. I was a skateboarder.
Yes.
I was a fisher. Right? I'm a fisherman. I used to like going fishing. So, I like being outside. Wow. Golfing gave me that outside. As the grass is green, the birds is chirping. I'm in the environment. I'm feeling the elements. I like being outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyreek Jackson, man. Ham Cam. I got to spit this one more segment out the way. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
I want Tyreek's take on this, too, because it's something important to matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, time for Just Actually Read. Okay, cool. I ain't gonna glance on this one. So we usually don't give the name, but I just put the first name in the last initial. Hey, D. Reed, this is your boy, Mark T. My question is around mental health. Thanks for sending this. It's Mental Health Month. I want to get your take on the matter and how it is important for us to shine the light on it. Man, mental health. So, I think it's very important, and yes, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. You know, mental health awareness is very important. And I'm gonna tell you why, because I think everything starts with the mind. Hence, Mindset Go, my book, just like Ready Set Go, Mindset Go by your boy Tyree. Mind. I took out Ready and put Mind because everything starts with your mind. And if anything that our world needs today, anything our society needs today, is mental health awareness. You know, it is a serious matter. It goes into other things like depression and a lot of other things. A lot of people are dealing with mental issues and you don't even know it, and they don't even know it half the time. So shout out to the people who are actually in that field, who are helping people, the mental patients and all that stuff, because it's not easy. It's not easy. So I do want to share a light on that. Tyree, you can want to piggyback on that, but I think it's so important.
Well, mental health is tough. It's very challenging. I have 3 personal stories. So my uncle killed himself in a murder-suicide a few years back on New Year's Day. I had a barber who worked for me for 8 years, murder-suicide, killed his wife and himself with the kids in the house.
Wow.
And just this year, 6 months ago, my cousin, he took his life. It was my aunt's oldest son. He took his life, and we don't actually know what was going on, but it was definitely mental health. He took his life, and that was right between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I had to go cut his hair. Even my brother, who worked at the barbershop for me for 8 years, the one I said I had to cut his hair for the funeral as well. Not to mention, I had a barber student at my school who took his life. Just relationships and heartbreak. You know, we're taught as men you gotta be tough and you can't express yourself, and you know, you gotta hide your emotions. My mom didn't do that with me. My mom told me it was okay to cry, right? And I remember the first time I saw my dad cry, that it really encouraged me a little bit, right? My dad cried because he was in pain, but my dad always worked through it, right? He wasn't very vocal. My mom always taught me to speak how you feel. Tell me what's going on, right? Women are feelers, men are logic, that kind of thing. But my mom allowed me to be true in myself and be okay with expressing myself, right? And it doesn't make me less of a man. So that has helped me. When I was going through depression myself, I had a thought, right? Because my real father used heroin. He was a heroin addict. That's how he contacted HIV. And that was his way of dealing with his depression. So I remember when I was dealing with heartbreak, I was heartbroken. I'm talking about crushed. I walked to the barbershop every single day in tears. And about 2 blocks before I got to the barbershop, I just adjusted my attitude, and I went in and I cut hair and I sat outside. I went here, cut hair, and I sat outside. I didn't want to be around people. And I thought, maybe I should try heroin. I never tried drugs, never smoked cigarettes, never had a drink. But the thought of that coming to my mind was so poisonous, and I knew that it was the wrong decision. So, you know, I prayed and I asked God to just help me. You know, I said, look, I need help. This is not a good thought. You know, this was a fiery thought from the enemy that was coming against my mind. And, you know, mindset go.
There we go.
Mindset go.
And
I gave my mind to God, and I allowed him to speak to me, and I made sure I got around the right people. And because of that, I didn't choose any drugs. But it was just odd.
Yes.
Odd to have that thought. Why that thought?
Wow.
That's how the mind works.
Mental health awareness, y'all. May is about over, and I think the last day of May is tomorrow, pretty much. I think it's tomorrow, right?
Saturday's 31st.
Saturday. Okay, Saturday 31st. Yeah,
we got 2 days.
So we listen, spread the word. We got a couple, and you know, we don't need a month. Just this is just
awareness.
This is just awareness. So mental health is real, and you know, if you know someone, teach someone, and let's defeat this demon.
A few things that we do at the school is in the restrooms, in the back of the doors, we have flyers up. If you need help, just talking to somebody. Yes. In fact, when we had lost that one student, his name was Dell. Dell came to the school. When he took his life, what we did is we had counselors come in and talk to our students for anybody who wanted to speak. And you know what was interesting is I sat in that room with the students, not just as an administrator, facilitator, or owner. I sat there and I realized that there were things within me that I didn't let go of. When I was talking amongst them. So I was able to just let that out. I was really thinking about my brother who worked for me for 8, and I say my brother because he worked for me for 8 years.
Yes.
But he worked for me, and I was thinking a lot about his murder-suicide, and it really helped me to get that out, right, in that setting, because we had people that were helping our students, but at the same time, I got some help as a result.
Goodness. Listen, everybody, man. Again, my brother Tyreek Jackson came to drop some jewels, man. I really appreciate you for coming on the show, man. I just knew, you know how you know something's gonna be good, and I watch you every day, each and every day. A lot of times now, travel a lot, so we run into each other sometimes. So that's what's cool too. But you did, a wonderful job, man. I appreciate that,
What you got going on here is amazing. The setup is great.
Thank
You
man.
got half amazing over there.
Yeah.
You know, I learned some stuff while I was here today,
Good
and
stuff,
it was really, really good. I really enjoyed myself.
Man,
for
we're gonna bring you back, so I just want you to know.
I can't wait.
Oh,
Part two.
we ain't finished yet. We still got a couple more things to do real quick. Listen, if you're just tuning in to Cusconvocoffee, make sure you go ahead and push that subscribe button. And if you are the 1,000 subscriber, I want everybody to listen to this. You get $1,000. That's right. Show them right now, Halfcan. There it is. There it is right there. You get $1,000. Why? Because I'm going to give you 500, and I might call Tyreek up for another 500. Yo, anyway, Tyreek, hold up. No, you good. You good, Tyreek. I'm gonna give you $1,000. You know what I mean? Cash App, Venmo, whatever it is. You 1,000. We're gonna celebrate you. We're gonna celebrate us that we hit 1,000 subscribers with that cash money. Ain't that all right? Ain't that right, Halfcan?
All right.
That's what's up, man. Tyreek, give everybody your tags and tell them where to find you at and what you got coming up, bro.
You can find me on all my social media handles at
Yes.
I am Tyreek Jackson. IamTyrikJackson. I do a live show, Tyreek Talk Tuesday, every Tuesday morning,
Yes.
9:30 a.m.
Yes.
Eastern Time. It doesn't matter where I'm at in the world. My live, I've done it at Buckingham Palace. I've done my live in New York. I've done it at the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. So anywhere that I have been all over the world, it's 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
Good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Tyreek Jackson, man, on the show, man. Listen, man, I want you to know that we really appreciate you coming to the show, man.
Man, this was great. Thank you so much.
Man, listen, it's an honor, man. And I want to present you with this Cusconvo and Coffee t-shirt, man. It's the first of its kind. No one has that one. That's for you.
This is one of a kind?
That's what nobody has that one. I don't even have that.
Stop playing.
I don't have that. But that's just one of two.
Thank
and
you
this
so
is for
much.
you too. You keep that to yourself.
serious?
You ain't got to show everybody that, Tyree. Just do that when we get the car. You know what I mean? But I appreciate
Thank
you,
you
man.
so much. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Listen, man, I appreciate you,
Thank you.
man. Listen, everybody, it's your boy Top Shelf D Reed. Make sure you follow me on Top Shelf D Reed, man. Also on Cusconvo Coffee on Instagram. Make sure you go ahead and follow. And you know what they say, man. Most people say when things get right, I make a move. But the reality is, things get right when you make a move. It's your boy Top Shelf D Reed. Half amazing. We did it, man. And we out. See y'all next time on the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the boy Top Shelf D Reed. I just want to say thank you guys for watching the show. Make sure you go on YouTube and push like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Fontaine,